Good evening. I am so happy to see everyone tonight. Thank you for coming out. Good evening again to students, staff, administration, family, board members, and friends. I'm Melanie Martin, the assistant principal here at Lindenwold High School. I would like to welcome you to Lindenwold High School's annual Lion's Choice Awards. The thing that makes tonight's award so special is that there are no criteria to be a Lion's Choice recipient. It is simply because you stood out and made a positive impression on a staff member during the year. It could be for academic excellence, attendance, improvement as an overall student, hustling all year to make it to class on time, or several other things. I would like to congratulate all of our students, our recipients, for being chosen for this very, very special honor. Without further ado, I would like to start with the presentation of my Lion's Choice Award recipient. I chose my Lion's Choice student simply because she is kind, polite, and has a gentle spirit. She is an excellent student who has no discipline referrals, so she doesn't get sent to my office. I usually get to see her in between classes or when she comes to the office for something. I've watched her over the past few years, even through the pandemic, mature into a beautiful young lady that displays the qualities of a true Lindenwold Lion. I came across these words of encouragement written by Stephanie Lahart, who is a youth empowerment speaker and poet, and wanted to share them with you and my Lindenwold Lion. There's no denying it. It's a great feeling when others believe in you. But today, I want to encourage you to believe in yourself no matter what. Always believe in yourself wholeheartedly. No matter what people may say or think, if you believe in your capabilities to do something, do it. Allow your passion to motivate you every step of your journey. Allow your passion to give you strength when doubt tries to set in. Stay true to yourself and do it how you see it. And remember, it's okay to be different. Be uniquely you. Wendy Rodriguez, come up to receive your award.
Thank you so much.
Is Kimberlyn Bayers here? Come on down. Please come to the stage. Mr. Sobolski was not able to be here tonight, but he left a very special message for you. He says, Kim, first I would like to apologize that I'm not here in person to give you this to you. I would like to thank you for always having the most positive and encouraging smile. Your upbeat attitude and energy is contagious. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors and want you to know that I always will be there for you. Mr. Sobolski. Olivia Kimmerer Willer, are you here tonight? Okay, so Mrs. Krapinski will give Olivia her award at another time. Oh, you are here? I'm sorry. Mrs. Krupinski is ill. She's out ill, so she wasn't able to give it to you, but congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now we will have Mr. Brian Callow.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Brian. I've never gone first, so this is a little nerve-wracking. Usually I have a couple people in front of me, but my name is Brian Callow, and I teach physics and computer science here at the high school. And my Lion's choice this year is Shamar Williams. Shamar? And I do have a joke in here about you turning some work in late. So showing up a couple minutes late, I feel like kind of sets the tone. That's good. Yeah. So I have the pleasure of seeing Shamar twice a day this year for computer science and also honors physics. And I've known Shamar since I coached him on the freshman basketball team. And whether it's his freshman year or his senior year, Shamar is and always has been a very mature, kind, and attentive young man. I think Shamar can fly under the radar sometimes because he's not always out seeking your attention. But I know that I can always look over and see him doing exactly what he needs to get done. And I think I speak for all the other teachers and coaches on that as well. I think they would agree with me. Shamar is always willing to help other students in class and on the court, and he does it with a level of patience that I truly admire. I don't think I've ever seen him lose his cool, ever. And if you have, please let me know, because I'd love to hear that story. I'll end with a quick story about Shamar, which I think sums him up perfectly. A couple months back, I had an administrative walkthrough during my honors physics class. This particular walkthrough included not only our principal, Ms. Martin, but also our superintendent, Dr. O'Neill. Later that day, I got an email from Dr. O'Neill, which made me a little nervous at first. I usually don't get an email right after a walkthrough. But the email was not about the lesson she had observed. In fact, the email was about wanting to know who the gentleman in the yellow sweatshirt was. And I told her, and she specifically singled out Shamar, and I quote, described him as a polite and respectful young man. And I couldn't agree anymore. And I think it says a lot about your character if the superintendent can see that in you in only one class period. So keep being you, Shamar, and best of luck next year at Rutgers. Okay. That's good.
Do I got to pose or something?
Yeah, are we going to take a picture? We got family out in the crowd?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, she's coming up. All right, here we go. Good, thank you. All right, bud. Up next, we have Allison Chiacco? No? Castillo. I'm sorry. I've been saying Hafner for 10 years, and I apologize. That's embarrassing.
Good evening. My name is Allison Castillo, and I am one of the school counselors here at the high school. My Lion's Choice transferred to us during one of the hardest times to transition to a new high school, in the middle of the pandemic when we were on a fully remote schedule. However, he did not let this keep him from making a mark on our school and paving his way to success. This student utilized just about every afternoon to meet with me on Zoom to discuss his grades, GPA, classes, college, and his future. He quickly jumped in to help with the food bank and Book Smiles, distributing books to our community. He dove headfirst into his studies, giving 100% each and every day. This year, he continued with his hard work, became a student government officer, and a member of the tennis team, all while earning the top GPA in his class. This student could complain about some less than ideal circumstances or about having to attend a few high schools during his career, but he does not. He works hard day in and day out to accomplish his goals. His work ethic is second to none, but what impressed me even more than his academics this year is the type of person he is. During a very difficult year personally for me, he's shown much compassion and kindness to me each and every day. He always goes out of his way on the days that I'm here or when I'm absent and asks how I'm doing. It's made such a difference for me on some really tough days. My Lion's Choice will attend Rowan University next year to study engineering, and I wish him all the best. Unfortunately, he's not here, but my Lion's Choice is Enoch Sadiva. Next up, we have Jen Belko.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mrs. Belko. I am a math teacher here at the high school. And first I'm going to tell you why I chose my Lion's Choice. So I chose my Lion's Choice this year because I genuinely enjoy her company. She is honest, outspoken, and true to herself, always. She has plenty of opinions to share about geometry, and I hear them. And she manages to find ways to challenge me pretty much on a daily basis. But she does it in such a way that it always makes me smile. I have seen her excel and celebrate, and I have seen her struggle and persevere. Her candor through everything should be an inspiration to us all. I know it has helped empower her classmates to speak up more for themselves, and it has made our classroom more comfortable and a better learning environment for everyone. The interactions we have had this year have not only made this a class that I look forward to every single day, but I believe it has also made me a better teacher, and I will be forever thankful to her for that. And I don't like to play favorites, but just yesterday, she told me that my smart board that had been broken for the entire year was fixed. I didn't even know that. So she's made me very happy and might just be now at the top of my list. So without further ado, if she is here, and I'm not sure, I want to bring up my Lion's Choice, Karma Peterkin. Did she make it? I don't think she's here. Okay. Well, I will see her tomorrow. I will give her everything tomorrow. Thank you. No, you need an introduction. And next up, Miss Cathy Campbell.
Hi, I'm Cathy Campbell. I'm a health and physical education teacher here. I want to start off by saying nominating just one student for my Lion's Choice Award is usually a very difficult task. Although there are many wonderful students here at Lindenwold High School, this year I had no problem with it. The student I chose has been a true pleasure from the beginning of the school year and truly represents all that a Lion's Choice should be. My nominee may not like everything we do in class, but they are mature enough to understand the dynamics of the class. It is with a great deal of pleasure that I give my Lion's Choice Award to Layla Pearson. I have had the pleasure of having Layla in my health and physical education class for 2 years in a row. Throughout this time, I have seen Layla change from not talking at all on Zoom to talking a whole lot in person. She has just the right amount of sweetness and spiciness to make her a very special person. Each day she greets me with a smile and a hello. I can honestly say she makes the end of my day a whole lot brighter with her in my class. Thank you, Layla, for being a wonderful young lady. I thought I saw her, but Layla? Is Layla here? There you are. So I lied to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you go. I would like to introduce Victor Castillo.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Victor Castillo. I'm a Spanish teacher. This is my first year teaching Spanish and being a teacher. I'm a little bit nervous, so please, I hope you understand me. I choose my student Fatima Doyle Loan. I choose her because from the first day, she showed me a lot of interest in learning the Spanish language. She's very dedicated in everything that she does. She's an example for the rest, like a model role for the rest of the students. She's one of who makes me feel that I choose the right career. She made me feel proud to be a teacher. So I'm sure that she's going to be a great representation of a great student later on when she reached to go to the college. So I don't know if she's here tonight, but if she's not, I'll give her the certificate. Is she here? Oh, she is. I'm very proud to be her teacher. She made me feel like this career is worth it. Congratulations, Fatima. Thank you. So now Leah Chappelle. Now I introduce Mr. Davidson.
Well, I'm Adam Davidson. I'm a math teacher here at LHS. This is my 16th year as a teacher, and I have to say, every single year, this is one of my favorite nights. If this is the first time you've been in a Lions Choice Awards ceremony, and I know that's true of some of my colleagues, first one we've done in 3 years, you find out things about some students that you might see in the hallway every day that go unnoticed by most of us. But if someone does notice and it means something to us, then we have a chance to bring some positive attention to that. So this year's been tough in a lot of ways in our school, and I know in a lot of schools coming out of the pandemic. Most of the students in the school this year, it's their first year in high school. So it's been a very tough transition for a lot of us. But I teach mostly upperclassmen, and I have to say I've been very impressed with a lot of the positive role models that I see in the senior class. And because there are so many seniors that I could point to and say, he or she deserves some recognition, this is one of the toughest decisions I've had to make, who to choose for this award this year. So I'm very happy to see that some of the students that I considered got an award from somebody else. So it's just very gratifying. I just love Lions Choice Award. But my Lions Choice Award, Brianna Douglas, can't be here tonight because I'm proud to say she's representing our school at an elite track meet in Del C High School tonight. So that's just one of the ways that she's been a leader this year. Our record-breaking relay team, they set a school record a couple weeks ago. But the reason I chose Brianna out of the mix is because I see her twice a day. She's one of the top students in my pre-calculus class, very diligent student, does everything I ask of her. But I also see her in student prep every day. So in this room, in the auditorium, every day for 22 minutes after lunch, a group of students comes in here and just has a chance to decompress, digest their lunch before they go back to class. And of course, as you can imagine, most of them have their heads down in their phones the whole time, or they're socializing and catching up, and that's fine. They can just relax and wait for the next class. So one day Brianna says, "Oh, Mr. Davids, you can come here and help me with something?" She's on her phone. I'm like, "Okay, what do you want?" She's working on a Sudoku puzzle. She wanted my help. So that was early in the year, and from then on, just about every day when she's not finishing up her homework, she's got a word puzzle or a number puzzle on her phone, and we sit there and work on them together. And that's just a connection that, I've made with her that, like me, I can tell that even in the moments when she gets to rest, her mind is never idle. She wants that kind of stimulation. So tomorrow in student prep, I'm going to present her with a few mind puzzles, some brain games, in case she gets bored and her phone dies. Yeah. Okay. Please welcome Miss Sandy Derosa.
Good evening, I'm Sandy Derosa, and every year I follow Mr. Davison and he makes my speech look so short. My Lions Choice nominee has come a long way since the start of the school year. In September, he would find any and every excuse to not come to my class, and it was a struggle to get him to complete any work. The last several months, he now comes to class on time, participates, asks questions, and gives 100%. I am so proud of how far he has come this year. He even tells me that he now enjoys algebra. Also, he tells me that I can be funny at times, but he assures me that I'm nowhere near as funny as Mr. Marlon. So I told him I would work on that. I look forward to coming to work each and every day to see the smile on his face. My Lion's Choice is Hebron Velasquez. Is Hebron here? Okay, well, I will give Hebron his stuff tomorrow. Next up is Coach Egan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like Mr. Rosa mentioned, I'm Coach Egan. I've been here a long time. I lived in the community my whole life, and I look forward to this event. So to be without it for 2 years, or through a video or a front door step drop off, it just feels good to be back. I don't remember the walk being as long. This microphone looks a little bigger too, and I didn't write any notes. That's the trifecta. I'm hoping that you could help celebrate my Lions Choice this year, and that is Senior All-Conference, Esperanza, Pandora, Ramirez. Esperanza, I've had her in seminar and health and phys ed, and what I enjoy about her is like progress over 4 years. Cross country is not an easy sport. For a first-time runner, Coach Campbell and Coach Covington and myself kind of took her under the wing, and her goal was, we always ask, what's your purpose? Congratulations, Gail. What's your purpose of being with the team? And her purpose year one was to get in somewhat good shape and be at a fitness level. And she had success. She came back. That says a lot. And then that second year, she earned second team all-conference honors in a sport that's tough and toughly competitive, and did it again her junior year. But this year was different. She was focused from day one. We have like a rotation of leaders or captains. It seems like, we have Shamar, who was mentioned earlier, a few other great kids. But this year seemed to be her year, both vocally and as an example. And to see her pull through and become first team all conference, from where she was as a fitness goal, and to go against the Haddonfields, the Haddon Heights, and the Haddon Townships, it says a lot about her character a little bit. This microphone is huge. It looks like there's 1,000 of you. All right, congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. But I did remember to call up my buddy Bill Flickinger.
All right, thank you, Mr. Egan. Hey, what's up, buddy? Another round of applause for Mr. Egan. Okay. Sorry, our sound person is missing right now. Okay. So my Lion's Choice, I met 8 years ago. I'm sorry, not 8 years ago. When she was in 8th grade. She's been amazing. Every time I need someone to do sound, except for tonight, she's been able to do it for me. Okay. She's been great with Mr. Flood stuff for the musicals and the plays. My Lion's Choice is Jojo Rodriguez. Come up here. All right, thank you again. And I got you a little gift here. I know. All right, next up is Mrs. Fraser.
Oh, man. Very short, I'm sorry. My Lion's Choice this year is a very interesting individual, very unique. Not the best student maybe, but definitely somebody who makes me laugh every single day, which this year I really needed. So it started off this year that he gave me a very strange nickname, which is Big Slime. I'm not big nor slimy, as far as I know, so that was weird. And I had the unfortunate incident of letting him know that Dobby doesn't make it through to the end of the Harry Potter series. I know, I felt really bad. I did, I broke his heart. But Lamar, Little Slime, this is for you. I know I saw you. Hey, there he is. So, Lamar, you have made me laugh every single day without fail, and you're always smiling and happy, which is hard to do in these times, so thank you so much. All right, you're welcome. And next up, we have Mr. Hirsch.
Hi, everyone. My name is Trevor Hirsch. I'm the business teacher here. I've been here at LHS for about 3 years, And my Lion's Choice Award winner is someone that I'm very familiar with and someone who does not love the spotlight. So, Michelle Martinez Juarez, can you come on up here, please? While she's coming down, especially in business class, and especially when we have any kind of public speaking or anything, sometimes I'll find Michelle hiding out a little bit. So I just have to be that guy and bring you up here. Come on. Hold on. I got a whole thing. There we go. So Michelle, congratulations on being my Lion's Choice Award winner for this year. I've had the pleasure of having Michelle for 4 classes. She's taking accounting, business computers, intro to business, basically everything that I could throw at her. She's suffered through all my dad jokes every single day. Every now and then I know it's a good dad joke when she rolls her eyes. And every now and then I get a little participation. I like my students to guess the dad joke, see if they can guess the answer. Every now and then I see a little smoke come out of her ears and she's thinking about it. So Michelle is a go-getter. She knows what needs to be done and she makes it happen. Michelle had this connection and she had an eye for business very early on, and I was able to see that even when I started here. She shared stories with me about how she used to help her mom run a store. She already learned concepts like inventory and markup and all these things that got me all excited, but she already had a leg up, and that was so special. But she had this thirst for knowledge and wanting to refine those skills and take all these business classes, and that's something that I thought was really special. I first started implementing these business job roles. So this was like my first year last year doing it, and I was just like, I don't know how this is going to go. I want students to learn like what it's like to be in an office. So Michelle was one of my first assistant managers. Now, when I think of job roles, at least before I started doing this, I thought of my wife is a first grade teacher, and when you say, oh, you have a job, it's like clapping the erasers, you know, in your first grade. Not this job. Michelle was my go-to person. She'd help translate. She would answer phones. She would greet guests that come into the classroom. Basically, everything that would disrupt the class, and it was wonderful. Her anticipation of needs and just everything was really wonderful. She also impressed me with how well-rounded she is. Basketball and soccer player. The list really goes on, Michelle, when it comes to being bilingual and just a really great student and all the things that you've done at home. And I love that we talk about some food. She tells me she loves tacos and tamales, and she says all the way. There's no in between on that. It's tacos and it's tamales. Last thing I wanted to mention, because there's so much about Michelle that I could mention, especially after 4 classes, she's really big into shows. She's really big into TV shows. So towards the end of class, if we wrap up a couple minutes early, she has her Netflix on. And it's really funny. One time I'll come over and I'll say, oh, what are you watching? And she's watching, one day it's Jurassic Park. I'm like, okay, that's a good show. It's a good movie. I come over the next day, and all of a sudden I see John Stamos and Uncle Jesse. And I'm like, whoa, this isn't a dinosaur. What's going on? So she has very eclectic taste, very good. Michelle, you have a great head on your shoulders. I know you're going to go places. I know you told me you want to be either an accountant or in healthcare and nursing. Both are great fields. Now, I'm not biased at all, right? But I think you should choose accounting, because I would love to take a little win there. That would be nice. But whatever you choose, Michelle, remember to follow your passion and find your why in life, and everything else will fall into place. So, Michelle, here's your Lion's Choice Award. Thank you. Did you want to get a picture? You have a picture? Okay, we'll go without. And next up is Miss Huckabee.
Hello and good evening. My Lion's Choice Award is Noah Garth. Can you come on down? Congratulations, Noah. I've had the honor of having Noah in both of my English classes the past 2 years. Not only did Noah excel in the classroom, but he is an all-around bright, friendly, and well-respected young man. Noah is very conscientious when completing his assignments and is always willing to lend a hand to those in need. Noah loves his family a tremendous amount and expresses his care of them often. He is often well organized and prepared all the time. Noah, you have a great head on your shoulders and you'll go very far. You're an absolute pleasure. So once again, congratulations, Noah. All right. But this is what you get now. Okay. And the next presenter is Miss April Lee.
Good evening, Mr. Egan. You're right, this is a long walk. First, I would like to give the award for Miss Chappelle. She asked me to say a few words. This is for Isabella Pecan. Wait a minute, let me get this right. Pecan. Ms. Chappelle says, this year, my Lion's Choice is someone who is definitely going to give me a hard time tomorrow about not being able to be here. And for that, she says she is super sorry. Isabella is just as passionate about literature as she is, and she says she's had the pleasure of teaching her twice. And although she transferred into the class a little late, she is glad that she ultimately decided to take the plunge because it's been a blast nerding out with you. Congratulations, Isabella. And I got the right one. All right. So my Lion's Choice is Michaela Jones. Don't see her. Okay, so I won't share my whole story with you. I'll wait till I see her tomorrow. But Michaela transferred in, and when I first met her, she was going to join the cross-country team, but she changed her mind and became a cheerleader. And I know I haven't been forgiven for that yet, Mr. Egan and Ms. Campbell, but I'm working on it. I met her and her mom, and I just want to say she trusted me, she and her mother, and I appreciate them and I appreciate her. And like I said, I'll tell her my little speech tomorrow, but I'm really proud that she took the chance and became a cheerleader and decided to come hang out with me. So next is Mr. Lewis.
So, hi, I'm Mr. Lewis. I teach social studies and freshman seminar. Mrs. Martin, I promise I did not plagiarize your speech, but there's a lot of similar things in here. So the beauty of the Lion's Choice Awards is that there is no set criteria for selecting students who win. See what I mean? You don't have to have straight A's. It doesn't matter if you're a star athlete or a talented actor upon the stage. Any student can be chosen for any reason. So I began thinking about who I was going to pick as my recipient and why this person deserves to be acknowledged. And then it hit me. This year, my choice is going to be a student who got off to a rough start in freshman year, but then made a complete turnaround and became a true Lindenwold success story. Instantly, I knew who was my Lion's Choice winner. It was the start of the school year in 2018, first period freshman seminar. As I was ready to get started and go over the always riveting classroom rules and expectations, the entire class quieted down, except for one person who couldn't stop laughing for a good 15 seconds. A little trick that I do whenever I have new classes at the beginning of the year, I take the roster and I jot things next to people's names to help me remember them. And I remember writing next to this student's name, Giggles a lot. The impression I got of this student was that she loved to joke around, but wasn't really taking her classes seriously. Whenever there was an assignment, she would turn it in half finished, laugh, shrug her shoulders, and say, "Sorry, Mr. Lewis." I guess that was more of a nervous giggle. I tried several different motivational techniques. It just seemed like nothing was working. We were getting close to the fourth marking period by this point, and I wasn't so sure if this student was going to pass. Then one day, it was as if a light switch went on in her head. She just decided she was going to focus and show what she's truly made of. And that light switch hasn't been turned off for 4 years. She made a complete 180 and was dead set determined to pass her classes, all of her classes. In all of my years of teaching, I can't recall a student who made such a dramatic change in their work ethic. When I learned that this student signed up to be a mentor for the freshmen, I was thrilled because she's living proof to our freshmen that they can get off to a rocky start and bounce back if they put their mind to it. Congratulations to Mixley Guerrero Salinas, my Lion's Choice Award winner. Next up is Mr. Zach Marlon.
All right, hello, I'm Mr. Marlon, math teacher here at Lindenwald High School. When I initially got the email about Lion's Choice nominations, there was one student that immediately jumped to the front of my mind. And so I filled out the paper, ran it down to Miss Maddie to make sure that no one else took him. Then, after about 24 hours, sleeping on it a little bit, there's a couple red flags that made me question whether this student should have been my Lion's Choice. For starters, he's a Boston Celtics fan. And as a diehard Philadelphia 76ers fan, there's no team that I despise more in the National Basketball Association than the Boston Celtics. And if that wasn't enough, he's also a New England Patriots fan. Thank you. All right. And again, as a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, there's only one team that I hate more than the New England Patriots, and it's the Dallas Cowboys. And going for the trifecta, every time that either the Philadelphia Eagles or the Philadelphia 76ers lost a game, I would be in class teaching up at the smartboard in the middle of my lesson. I would see this young man's hand go up. I'm like, oh, he's got a question. So he would call me over. I'm upstairs in Mr. Hirsch's room in the computer lab. Would call me over to the computer. Without saying a word, I walk over, and he just points to the computer screen. Lo and behold, it's the box score of whatever game that the Sixers lost or the Eagles lost. Without fail, every single time. And every single time, I thought he actually had a question. And so, despite his astonishingly bad taste in sports teams, this student was still my runaway pick for my Lion's Choice Award. This student, and I cannot stress this enough, is someone that I genuinely look forward to seeing each and every day. And for 2 out of his 3 years at the high school, I've had the pleasure of seeing him every single day, first period. And if I'm lucky, hopefully next year, with the help of guidance, we'll make it three years out of 4. So I'm sure he knows who he is at this point, but Brahim Tatum, come on up. Oh, get out of here. All right. Up next, we have Mr. Mark Mazzio.
Good evening, everybody. Of course, I cannot follow just what Zach said, so I'm just going to keep this short and sweet, just like I am. For those of you who know me, keep your mouths shut and don't disagree. Thank you. Yes, I am short. I know that. I take pleasure in it because I can walk around the school and nobody sees me, and I can catch kids doing things they shouldn't be doing. So it actually is an advantage. But this year has really been a struggle for so many people, especially the students. The pandemic and the everyday trials of life have made coming to school something really difficult and challenging. But tonight, my nominee has taken those challenges of this year and made them obstacles she knew she could overcome. Her hard work and perseverance is why she's my Lion's choice. She also asked me this morning if I was coming to this, and I totally told her no, I don't do these types of things, to hopefully get her not to understand that I was the one that nominated her, but now she does know. So Jerixa Hernandez, please come on up. And next up is Mr. Michael McConnell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. McConnell, and this is my first time speaking in front of the district at Lindenwold. I actually started teaching here last October, and I actually kind of feel a little bit guilty because I actually thought I was going to be presenting on my backup choice tonight, because this student, I mean, just looking at his schedule as a science geek myself, I considered him like a #1 draft pick. I mean, he takes forensic science first period, then algebra 2, English class, and then he's into computer science and then environmental science. So he takes 3 separate classes with science in it. So I just assumed that everybody would be, you know, after him as their first choice. But fortunately, I've been blessed. I got the opportunity to present. You know, one thing that kind of keeps me going when I get on to my science rants in class and I'm getting down to every little detail about, you know, why the plastic bag ban is important, you know, things people don't necessarily want to hear. The thing that kind of keeps me going is knowing that I'm being heard and knowing somebody's processing everything. And one of the things I love about science is it just explains everything about the world. And you know, it gives you, there's so many things and so much depth. And I just feel like if students or people that say, oh, I'm not a science person, I almost feel like I have to try to convince them and sell them, oh, no, this really is interesting and here's why. And oftentimes students will roll their eyes, or they'll try to slip an earbud in, or just, you know, do anything, put their head down and try to go to sleep. And this student, I always know that I have an ear and I can get my fix of talking science with them. And, even though he's not very talkative in class, I know that he's always there. He's the first one in my 5th period class every day because he just has to walk across the hall from Mr. Callow's computer science class. But I'm here to present my Lion's Choice Award to Christopher Cordova. I knew I was going to mess up something. So next up is Leslie Nicholas? No. Kim McCullen. I'm sorry. I was sorry.
Good evening. I figured I would start my, paragraph or two about my student in terms of what it means to be a lion. So this student that I have chosen has shown much improvement and progress in his years at Lindenwold High School, especially this school year. He has come out of his comfort zone and even joined a team. He has learned how to take chances. He is like one of our lions in regards that he is being silent in his steps. However, you can feel his roar when he succeeds. I admire that he works hard and diligently when completing his work, and he puts great thought into what he has to say when those words are on paper, and again, you can hear his roar as a lion. When obstacles come his way, he may get upset, but he begins to push through to show his success. Do not allow his quiet facade to trick you as he is listening and will perform to the best of his ability. He is soft-spoken. He has a soft-spoken way that should not be dismissed, as he has a lot to offer. He does need encouragement at times, but when he smiles with delight from completing a task, he will light up the room. Congratulations to Quinzel Sanderson Yancey. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, Quinzel. The next up is the famous Miss Mac, Miss Rachel McIntyre.
I am definitely not famous. Oh, it is bright up here. I'm Rachel McIntyre. I am the principal secretary at the high school, and I have been here since the school opened in 2001. The Lion's Choice Award was created to recognize those students who are a bit reserved, a little shy, or tend to be more quiet than others. Even though she is all of those things, her star shines just as bright as anyone else. She has excellent attendance, better than some of my staff, great grades, and she is even involved in the Leo Club and stage crew. My Lion's Choice is the most polite, kindest, and sweetest person I have had the pleasure of meeting this year. I will look forward to watching her grow and hopefully come out of her shell by the time she becomes a senior. My Lion's Choice is Nyasia Mormon. Mr. Damon Moreland.
I was hoping Rachel didn't fall, because then I'd be forced to laugh. Wow, such a beautiful audience. That's for you, Mr. Calla. My Lion's Choice is here because I saw him a few minutes ago. But I'd like to remind everyone, I'm not Mr. Marlon, and I'm not Mr. Morgan, I'm Mr. Moreland. All the kids get us mixed up. The way you tell us apart is I'm the good-looking one. Which camera can I look in? Can I look at one of these cameras? Which one? Can I get close to one? That one? Listen. All you kids, I asked all my classes, is this safe? I asked, whoa. Oh, this is not safe. Stage director. Here we go. Listen, I asked all my classes today who got picked for Lion's Choice. So a couple kids raised their hands, and I said, are you coming? And some people were like, yeah, and some people were like, I gotta work. And I was like, oh, that sucks that you have to work. But then my sixth period, they started berating me. Why didn't you pick me? Why didn't you pick me? Why didn't you pick me? I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's like 70 teachers here and like 600 or 700 kids. We can't pick everyone, but I do want to tell you all, I wanted to pick you. Everybody in this school has something to offer all of us. And we see all these kids every day. They're like our families. We spend more time with them than anyone. And they're all like special. When Miss Sykes came in, she's our guidance director. She handed me a bag of, like a thing of tissues, because usually I cry. But I cried so much at the start of the pandemic, I have no more tears. So I'm glad we're back in person. My Lion's Choice disrupts my fourth period every day. Like, totally disruptive. Like, first, as soon as I walk in, it's disruptive. But, like, he gets himself back together really, really fast. And the rest of the kids, I have to, like, it's like herding cats sometimes. But can my Lion's Choice come up as Obed Rayo? That's right, that's right. Wave at your fans. So, Obed has many, many characteristics that most people need to have. First of all, he's funny, so you know why we get along. We spend a lot of time together during the day. I see him during class. I see him at the end of the day, and we talk about a bunch of stuff. He's a great person. He's selfless. He's conscientious about his work. He's detail-oriented. He's a shrewd businessman, and we won't let it go any farther than that. Whenever we're in class, he's paying close attention. Like, he was on the trip yesterday to Broadway, and we're watching a movie from the 60s. We're watching, because we're doing the Cold War in class. I teach history, by the way. We're doing the Cold War in class, and we're watching Manchurian Candidate. And he missed yesterday's piece of the film. And he and Billy Kreitz, the first thing they did when they were like, what happened? Can we like get the answers to the questions and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, if I went on a trip the day before, I'd be like, whatever. I just missed that day of school. Okay, just got to take the L. But he's conscientious. He's always asking pertinent questions. I appreciate his honesty, his energy, his participation in numerous activities. He worked with the Wiz. He's running track. Like I said, he's a shrewd businessman. So I'm sure that he's going to do a lot of good things as he gets to be a senior next year. I teach a lot of seniors, and they were all mad that I didn't pick a senior as my Lion's Choice.
Losers.
So here's your Lion's Choice, and here's like a little gift.
Hey, everybody get a sec from me tomorrow.
So let's see, who's over there? I think, I think it's Miss Derosa, Sandy Derosa. Are you next? Oh no, it's Miss Nicholas. I can never keep them straight. They look the same. Miss Leslie Nicholas.
Oh my God, it is blinding. Hello, I'm Leslie Nicholas, not Miss Derosa. I came up to the high school 3 years ago, and I said, I have to find this Miss Derosa. Who is Miss Derosa? Because everybody kept on calling me Miss Derosa. And I went to her class when I walked in. I was like, okay, I get it. So I've been teaching in Lindenwold for 20 years, and I moved from the middle school to the high school and had the pleasure of having my People's Choice or Lion's Choice nomination, Rashawn De Shields. I don't think he's here. Rashawn? I think he's working. Mr. Marlon has him in the class, and I think he had to work tonight. But I had Rashawn at the middle school in 8th grade, wished him good luck, and came up to the high school too. So then I had him 2 more years, have 9th grade and 10th grade. As it turns out, as luck would have it, I had Rashawn for the next 2 years, as I was saying, and I don't know how excited Rashawn was. However, I was thrilled to have the opportunity. He's not only intelligent and inquisitive, but dedicated, kind, and always could make me laugh. He exhibits the best qualities that any teacher would want their students to display. I don't get to see him much these days, but he does make it a point to stop by my door, chat with me whenever he passes by. I'll miss him when he graduates, but I'm confident that moving forward, he will continue to have a positive impact on the people around him. And the next presenter is Eric Olsen.
Thank you. I made the mistake my first year here of keeping my Lion's Choice very secretive, and they weren't sure who was nominating them, so they did not show. So I may have spilled the beans ahead of time to this person, but the rest of you don't know. And I also teach a class of seniors who were all very upset because they were informed that they were not my choice this year. It was just too hard, and I couldn't break any of their hearts. But I did choose someone from the class of 22, someone I had the fortune of teaching as a freshman under very inauspicious circumstances. I'll never forget this. My second year here, it was the first day of school, and I'm looking at the roster for my 5th period class, and I see that the student right at the beginning, alphabetically, is suspended on the first day of school. Now, I have never seen that. How do you get suspended before you even touch grounds as a freshman? But he did it, and when I kind of broached it to the classmates, do you guys have any idea how this would happen? And they all erupted in laughter, and they told me the story. And then I'm preparing to be like, this kid is going to be the handful of all times, because this class was not an easy class, and he will vouch for that. They were pretty rowdy, and they gave me a run for my money. So I was thinking, well, he'll just fit right in. Actually, he was one of the kids that really made that year a lot easier for me than it could have been. He always gave me good eye contact. We had a sense of humor that is shared. Much like myself, he's imperfect. I've seen him make some mistakes, but I'm so proud that right now he's made great choices. He's on his way to nursing school. He's going to go to college. He's a great football player. He's done all these things that I knew he could, and maybe he didn't know at the time, but I saw it. So I'm very, very proud. I may shed a tear because I do get emotional at these things, because this is coming to the end of his high school run, and I have a soft spot in my heart for the class of 22. But without further ado, my Lion's Choice for this year is Hugo Aravalo. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with you on senior trip. Hopefully that's not the last time we meet and catch up. I know you'll do great things. You were built to be a success story, and I have no doubt you will do bigger and greater things, and you'll be a success, and I'm proud of you already. So congratulations, Hugo.
Are you lying? You didn't know I was there? Thank you.
Oh, wait, I almost did it again. All right, I almost did. Following me and up next will be Miss Rebecca Pollack.
I don't think my Lion's Choice nomination person is here tonight because I think he's working. Isaiah Castro, are you here? I didn't think he could make it. He didn't know, so I will have to tell him later. But I'm Rebecca Pollack. I'm the choir teacher, and I try to pick a senior, somebody that I've seen grow, because I also teach at the middle school, for sometimes 8 years, and definitely Isaiah is that person. He started in performing arts when he was in 5th grade. Maybe he did it before, but that's when I met him, and he was entertaining people with his stories and his piano playing when he was in 5th grade. He was a character back then. And this year, the reason I picked him as my Lion's Choice is that he faced some big challenges. Even last year, during the pandemic, he was not into online choir. Would you be into online choir? Probably not. It wasn't that fun. I tried, but I was worried this year whether he was going to rise to all the challenges we were going to give him in marching band, theater, and in choir. And he really, even in November, December, wasn't sure. And then the second half of the year, he really rose to the occasion. He was amazing in The Wiz as the Scarecrow. He was the leader in marching band, and he's been a section leader in choir. I've just been so impressed with his musicianship. He's writing a musical on his own that he hopes to share in senior project and then share with the world. So he's just done a great job, and I hope you'll congratulate him. Isaiah Castro. The next presenter is Madame Raffner.
Good evening, everyone. I am Madame Raffner, as I've been introduced, and the student that I have chosen this evening is the teacher's dream in the realm of students. But I have to go back to the very beginning when I first met him. It happened to be when we were still on Zoom. It was my first Zoom class, and it was his first Zoom class, French one, and he was so nervous, and I was so nervous. His mom was behind him, and she was encouraging him. Anyway, the years have progressed, and he is today one of my favorite students. He's never late to class. He does his assignments on time, and if he's absent, no reminder is necessary. And the one thing I do love about him, Kenneth Williams, can you come up, please? Because I have to say this to you. What I love about you, Kenny, is that whenever you need something, you don't know how to do something, you raise your hand, and failing that, he's next to me with his laptop and he says, Madame, I don't know how to do that question. I don't know how to do that. Merci beaucoup. The next person up is Rebecca Richter.
Good evening. All right, so I'm going to call up my Lion's Choice right off the bat. Junior, come on down. So junior is my Lions choice this year. I've had the honor of being junior's teacher for 3 years in a row, and I'm not sure that everyone knows just how funny he is. I'm very impressed by how much he's bettered himself as a student. He's grown so much, but the comedy this year is next level, and it's much appreciated, especially this year. Junior, your quick wit is unmatched, and you make every day better, whether you're cracking jokes about Jeff Bezos, Steve Harvey, or me. Congratulations on being awesome. Next up is Miss Rocha.
Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Rocha. I am an English teacher here at Lindenwold High School, and I'm also a former LHS student, which I always like to drop. So my Lion's choice is someone that has made an impression on me since my first year teaching here at Lindenwold High School. As I'm sure many of you can remember, the first year of teaching is a terrifying experience. But this student immediately welcomed me as a teacher and showed me that teaching can be fun and really rewarding. Getting to teach him again in my third year of teaching has been especially awesome because I have seen how much he's grown and matured. He's still the one I can count on to answer a question when crickets can be heard in the classroom. He's incredibly bright and always open to improving his skills. He's extremely versatile, can work with anyone, is an excellent writer, and isn't afraid to voice his opinions. He always has a smile on his face and knows just what to say to make you laugh. Although he often drives me crazy with his chatty self, I'm so glad he's in my classroom, and he makes me proud to be one of his teachers. For all these reasons, my Lion's Choice Award is Jordi Gonzalez Aponte.
Thank you.
Next up is Miss Wendy Rodriguez.
Oh, I need my glasses. Hola a todos. Okay, I am Wendy Rodriguez. I teach world languages, Spanish. It's my third year at LHS, and this is my first time doing Lion's Choice Awards. So I'm a little nervous, but I think I'm going to ask my nominee to come up. I think I saw him earlier. I chose Jose Guillen. ¿Está aquí? So I nominated Jose for the Lion's Choice Award for several reasons. First and foremost is the kindness displayed by Jose on a daily basis. Jose always has a friendly greeting every morning. He helps me in, holds the door open for me because I carry a whole bunch of bags every morning. So he's always holding the door and just being there with me in the morning. So I like that he's there, and I don't know, he's always friendly to his classmates. Academically, Jose takes pride in his work by completing all his assignments on time. I don't have to say, come on, let's do our work. If I ask Jose to work in groups independently, sometimes I ask him to work with different students, maybe students that he's not comfortable, he doesn't know because he's shy. Jose never says no. He's always, okay, and he does it. Overall, Jose is an exemplary student and a valuable member of our LHS community. And that's why I picked you, Jose. Muchas gracias. Next up is Maribel Roman.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ms. Maribel Roman, and I am a special education teacher here. This is my third year in Lindenwold, but my first year in the high school. I was going to leave him for last, but no. Davion Santiago, if you're out there, please come up. While he's walking up here, holding the secret from him was a stomach ache, a headache, a migraine, pretty much describing the young man that's coming up here. Your certificate, what I'm going to say about you is a copy. See how I'm preparing? And since you're always asking for snacks, here you go. Hold up, this is what I got to say. All right. The day that these letters were distributed to the students, I believe it was like towards midday, and by 8th period, sure enough, Ms. Roman, somebody nominated me. I don't know what this is for. And I'm like, I don't know either. It was so difficult to hold this secret from you. But now that I have you here, I get to embarrass you like you get to embarrass me in class. All right, I've had the pleasure in getting to know this individual since September. He is a delightful young man. No matter what is happening in his day, he manages to be very pleasant to his teachers and his peers. I still don't know how he manages to be delightful, even when he's asking me how it was living in the same era as when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Yes, his ambitions are to be admired as well, because they are on a broad span of either academics, sports, and personal goals. You have the drive, and I say go for all of them. He is vibrant. The way that he speaks and carries himself is filled with energy and enthusiasm. There is never a dull or quiet moment when he's around. Never. He always has something to say, but they're all good. I always look forward to hearing his imaginative ways of thinking and expressing himself. He has the ability to ask the deepest questions in the most comedic manner. His affection towards his peers and teachers are genuinely felt. He is noble and one of the kindest, caring, loving, and respectful students that I have the privilege to serve. My Lion's choice goes to Davion Santiago. Thank you. This is my copy, that's you. Oh, I need that booklet, because if not, they're going to yell at me. Next up, Ms. Scott.
Hello, everyone. This year, I was blessed to have so many enthusiastic, self-driven, caring students in class, just like many other teachers here. One, because it's PE, I teach PE, and after 2 years of sitting on your butts, many people were ready to get back after it and be wild and crazy in the gym. Two, I teach driver's ed, so there's many other students that are trying to get their license. One student in particular really stood out to me from week one. Every day he approached me with, "Good morning, Miss Scott. How's your day? How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?" Maybe he did this to many other of you also, but this was new for me, to have a student ask me every single day how I was doing and what I did. Not only is he caring, he has a bright light that surrounds him. In PE, wanting to participate in activities, wanting to help set up equipment, perform, do well, just wanting to be himself, and that's how he stood out to me. didn't have a care in the world, and he especially didn't care if anyone criticized his performance. PE was his time to be himself and enjoy what the day brought. My choice is junior student Nico Alanis. Nico, come up, please. Nico, from the bottom of my heart, it's been a pleasure to have you in class. I hope that everything you want to do in the future is all that you wish for, because you definitely deserve it. How you carry yourself now speaks volumes, and the sky is the limit to you. I know you will make yourself, your parents, your family very proud in anything that you choose to do. Here you go. And next up is Miss Alicia Severance.
Good evening. I'm Miss Alicia Severance. I'm not really new to LHS. However, being in the pandemic, I came and we went right out virtually. So getting to know kids and getting that relationship with kids being online has been a little bit difficult. But this year was really a great year to get to know the kids. So I had a lot of kids in my head that I wanted to nominate, but I had to choose one, and it was extremely difficult. It is with a great deal of pleasure that I have chosen Malachi Spence from my Lion's Choice Award. Malachi was playing detective all the last few days to try to decide which one of us had nominated him. We were playing it cool and no one was giving in. Malachi is a well-rounded individual who is always ready to try new things. What's up, buddy? I've had Malachi in health and physical education this year, and he makes everything more fun. He's diligent. His work ethic in school continues to impress me every day. He's a determined young man who strives to achieve the best he can. He is kind to his classmates and always looking to help me. Malachi greets me before class with a smile and a high five, and that's how we end each class every day. When you go into teaching, I feel like you go into it to make an impact on your kids. This year has been personally one of the most difficult years I've ever had. And I don't think I realized how much of an impact Malachi had made on me. Every day he was worried about me. He would email me or he would touch base with other teachers. He was always checking in on me. And I always thought that was my job. And to see a kid be so thoughtful and kind to me in some of the toughest times that I've had just meant so much and has really, really changed me as a professional. Malachi is... I'm not done, buddy. I'm not done. I got more. I got so much. Malachi is kind, hardworking, compassionate. He has a special gift of making every single person around him feel so good. I'm so grateful to have had him in my class this year, especially this year, and get to know him. He makes LHS a better place. Thank you, Malachi, for being a wonderful young man. Next up, Mr. Jason Snyder.
Good evening. My name is Jason Snyder. I've been teaching math and coaching at Lindenwold for the past 20 years. It's probably not a shock, so I'm just going to say, Javi Giannis, if you're in the house, come on down. I didn't think he was going to be here, so I did prepare two different speeches. We'll go real quick on Javi. Javi has been in my life for 4.5 years. I say half a year because he started in the Fresh Start program, and I had the pleasure of teaching him through the summer before his freshman year. And Mr. Callow is the was the soccer coach at the middle school at that time, and he told me, yo, you got to watch out for this kid, Javi. You got to look out for this kid, Javi. You look out for this kid, Javi. Well, his real name is Jesus. So I called him Jesus all summer long. He didn't tell me one time that he played soccer. Not once. A kid stud sitting in my class. He said nothing. First day of practice in August, I'm like, Jesus. He said, yeah. I'm like, 3 minutes later, you're like, where'd this kid come from? Javi. With that said, he's been a 4-year starter, 3-year all-conference, captain, top vote-getter, second-team All-South Jersey, captain of the tennis team, fabulous kid. He is a quiet, humble kid, and I'm going to miss him tremendously. Well, I'll get off of that. And I did buy him something for tonight, and since I knew he wouldn't show up, I was going to give it to Hugo, but it wouldn't fit him. Sorry, buddy. So let me take a page out of Drew page. I should have chosen you. And this is safe as can be. And don't you dare pick on my dad who does all this kind of stuff. Marlon. Hey, when this night came out, when the information for this night came out about 2-3 weeks ago, another one of my colleagues comes into my room. In his typical sometimes fashion, he's getting very well. I don't face him like, if anybody's ever had to deal with Mr. Davidson, when he's in that mode, you kind of let him go, you know, and he calms himself down. But the bottom line is Mr. Davidson might be tough to deal with, but this is his favorite night of the year. And it's his favorite night of the year for a simple reason. For all the kids that are in here, you bring something special. And that's what this family is. It's been his family for the last 16 years. It's been my family for the last 20 years. And all you parents and all you kids should feel good about yourself, because you know what? You may not be the brightest. You may not be the tallest. You made an impact on our lives, and that makes us. Look at Severance. And I'll tell you now, she had a rough year. I don't want that year on anybody. And that kid makes her smile, brings her to school. It's reciprocal. And you parents and you kids should feel good about yourself, making it reciprocal for you, from me to you, and you to me. And I thank you all. Next up, Miss Leanna Sykes.
So what's special about Lion's Choice is you're able to pick a nominee that may not be the smartest or the most accomplished member of our school community. Well, I did not understand that assignment at all. But I'm very excited to present my Lion's Choice to Giselle Montoya. So Giselle is in the top 10% of her class. She's the executive president of Student Council. She's the president of National Honor Society. She's the president of the Thespian Society. She's the lead Cappy's critic. She was the captain of the field hockey team. Did I forget anything, boss? Oh, senior mentor. Anything else? So there's all that, right? And Lion's Choice, we nominated a few weeks ago. And so it was going to be easy for me to write her speech because of all of those things. But all of that went out the window a couple days ago. So a couple days ago, Giselle and I, Giselle is my mentee for senior project. She is amazing. She made her prom dress and won prom queen in the prom dress that she made, and she's doing her senior project in fashion. And there are many, many schools in the United States for fashion, but the top 3 are FIT Parsons and FIDM, and Giselle applied to FIT. And let's just say, they hadn't made up their mind yet, so Giselle was like, it was bugging her, and I get an email from Giselle that says, hey, Ms. X, can you write me a letter of recommendation? I'm like, okay, because that's weird to write a letter of recommendation for a senior in May. And I'm like, okay, but no problem. It's Giselle. When do you need it by? She's like, well, can I have it before Wednesday? And I'm like, okay. And then I realized, oh my God, the theater trip is on Wednesday. They're going to Manhattan. FIT is in Manhattan. She's gonna pull an Elle Woods. She is going to run amok. She is going to peace out of the theater trip, and she is going to march herself up there and let them know their decision. And that's exactly what she did. Am I right? So, like, I consider myself, and I'm sure my staff would also agree, that I'm a pretty determined person. I have been, this is my 21st year in education. That blew my mind. It also scared me, and I was like, please, if this is what you're planning on doing, please go supervise. You must bring an adult with you. But I was blown away, right? I couldn't believe it. So of course today I'm like dying to get here to find out what happened. And all I can say is my Lion's Choice, Giselle Montoya, I am proud to present a member of the class of 2026 of FIT. So, just like, even if that didn't happen, I think just based off of that, we know she was gonna be just fine. But congratulations, here you go. I call her my boss, and I'm sure now you know why. So now I would like to introduce the illustrious and dazzling Mrs. Heather Tierno.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Tierno. I teach art here at the high school. This year for my Lion's Choice, I had the privilege of having the student as a freshman and as a senior. I've watched him grow into a very mature, kind, caring, and overall wonderful person. This year I have noticed that he just took the initiative and was helping students in my class, whether he was helping them just do a project or get a 25-pound of clay and just bring it to their class, to their table for them. And I was just very touched and just realized like how mature he became over the years. So, Martinez, please come up.
Thank you.
Here you go. Well, Marquez, I know you're going to do wonderful things, and I wish you the best of luck in the future, since I probably won't see you anymore.
I'll come back to visit.
Okay. Next up is Mr. T.
Hello, my name is Mark Tomaszewski. I'm known as Mr. T from the students and the staff here. I'm the athletic trainer here at LHS. I take care of the student athletes that suffer injuries during athletics. My Lion's Choice Award recipient this year is Luis Alvarado. Luis is an outstanding young man who displays all the qualities that you look for in a student athlete. You can always count on Luis to do the right thing, to make sure that things are done correctly. He's a leader. He will do whatever he can to help those he will do whatever he can to help those in need around him. Luis has not had an easy year dealing with injuries, but he has never let that get him down. He always shows up to my office ready to attack his rehabilitation with a positive attitude. Student athletes like Luis are the reason I love what I do. I have no doubt that Luis will not only be a successful athlete, but a successful person capable of doing anything he puts his mind to. Luis. And now Miss Deborah Underwood.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Underwood, and I'm the inclusion coach here at LHS. I really love the Lions Choice Awards night, and I'm sad to say this will be my last one, as I'm retiring after 25 years with the Lindenwold School District. My Lions Choice nominee is really special to me. She is Crystal Torres Feliciano. Okay, let me get started. I'm nervous too, Crystal. I have had Crystal in my classes each year since 5th grade. I chose to honor Crystal because she's a senior and just all around amazing. I am so proud to have had the opportunity to watch her blossom into a beautiful and smart young woman. She is such a caring and compassionate young lady. She is always willing and ready to help me and anyone in need. Also this year, I had the opportunity to discuss her future goals with her. She is undecided on her career path, but hopes to become either a nurse or a police officer. Both of these career choices demonstrate the caring and compassionate attributes that I have mentioned about her. I am looking forward to following your journey, Crystal, with you, and I want you to know that I will always be here for you. Congratulations. Our next presenter is Mrs. Laura Vaughn.
So I'm Laura Vaughn. Ooh. All right. I'm one of the school counselors at the high school here. My Lion's Choice, I'm not sure if he's here, but he might be one of the friendliest students I've encountered at LHS, and I've been here for over 13 years. He's the first person to greet me with a smile and a cheerful, "Hi, Mrs. Vaughn." He's always asking me how I'm doing, and he really genuinely wants to know. He asks me how my day is, and this really means a lot. I don't think he realizes how much it means, but it does mean a lot to me. He's always positive and upbeat, even when things in his life may not be feeling so positive and upbeat. But beyond that, he is super interesting to talk to. He's able to look past the surface and to find a deeper meaning in the little things, which in my mind is truly impressive and unique for someone his age. I will miss the greetings and chats next year as my Lion's Choice graduates and moves on to his next adventure. But I am confident that he will be moving on to do important and meaningful things. My Lion's Choice is Max Lopez Sandoval. He's here. He's pretty awesome. All the teachers probably know. He smiles and waves and says hello every day, right? Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And next up is Mr. D Matia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the assistant principal of athletics here at Lindenwold High School. It's my first year here with the Lions Choice Awards. I have the special honor of the last recipient of tonight's award, and I'm hopeful that she has figured out who she is. So my Lions Choice Award winner is Yahar Flores Hernandez. Personally, I've had the pleasure of knowing this young lady since she was in middle school, and I've had the pleasure of watching her grow and spread her wings. A couple words that I could use to describe her is intelligent, first and foremost, hardworking, witty, even though she might not realize how witty she is, and it would have me cracking up at the end of a long day when I was dealing with sports. Kind, caring, compassionate, and even more importantly, a leader both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. I've seen her help many of her peers. I've seen her be an amazing student athlete, first team all-conference in tennis. Huge, helpful support to our boys basketball team. I don't know what they would do without her being the manager and helping out in that regard. I am going to miss her. I know that she is going to make whatever college she does choose extremely proud. She is going into the medical field. I know that she is going to sit there and make that college proud, just like she has made us proud here to be an alumni of our school. I wish her nothing but the best, and I thank her because she helped me a lot to get through this year on many occasions when, hey, how are you doing, Mr. D? Anything I can do? And not only that, just playing some tennis, and her beating the tail off of me in tennis just makes me want to work harder for whoever our first singles is next year. So I say congratulations, and I wish you nothing but the best. And now some closing remarks. First, I'd like to give all the Lions Choice Awards winners a round of applause. I'd also be remiss to not thank, especially given that this is Teacher Appreciation Week, just to thank our teachers, our staff, and everything else, just because without them, these students definitely wouldn't be able to spread their wings. So another round of applause. We'll see the coach coming out at me. I'm not taking a page out of Coach Snyder's playbook, but I feel like Mr. Lewis a little bit here because my closing remarks are almost the same as his, but we did go to the same hometown, so I don't feel as bad that I felt like he stole my thunder. But I do want to also sit there and thank the parents, guardians, and families. Without you, these students would not be able to be as successful. So I hope that our students that are recognized today just know how extremely lucky they are to have, parents, guardians, and families behind them, because without the support of them, you might not be as successful. So a round of applause for our parents, families, and everything else. And then last, a little piece of wisdom. I hope all the Lions Choice Awards winners just realize how much of an impact they have on the people inside this building. You have such an impact as a human being to not only motivate our teachers, but probably just sometimes these teachers and staff members are coming because of you to work on a day when it's hard and it's challenging to get out of bed. So I hope you all realize just how much of an impact that you have. With that being said, one person can make such an impact in the world. One person can change the world in such a way. So you've already started that by making such a positive change inside of Lindenwold High School, inside of Lindenwold community, inside with our students, staff, and everything else. Imagine what you can do if you put your mind to anything is possible. So dream big and believe that you can make a change, because I'm telling you, you 100% can. If you believe it and you will it, anything is possible, because the impact that you've had inside this building is evident tonight, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope everyone has a great evening and has a safe drive home. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.